Who is Abeloth? Abeloth is a character that only exists in legends, currently not canon. She was initially created to be a mortal woman as a servant of the Mortis Gods, but was later known as the Mother, even though she was still mortal. Being mortal, she would eventually grow old and die, so in an attempt to become immortal herself, staying with the Mortis Gods, she bathed in the pool of knowledge and drank from the font of power. However, these actions corrupted her and made her into the entity Abeloth, also known as the Bringer of Chaos. After these actions, she was able to shapeshift and manipulate the minds of Force users along with other standard Force user abilities. The Mortis Gods saw her actions as a crime, so imprisoned her on that planet and then left, which drove her insane. However, with her imprisonment, she could escape if someone tried to alter the flow of time. This would only happen every few thousand years, and the son and daughter would usually capture her and send her back to prison until they died during the events of the Clone Wars. Then in the Legends future, Jacen Solo, the son of Han Solo and Leia Organa, had fallen to the dark side and tried to manipulate the flow of time and change the future. This allowed Abeloth to escape her imprisonment and then had the intention of wiping out all civilization. Luke Skywalker and his son Ben Skywalker were tracing the steps of Jacen Solo when they discovered Abeloth's existence. By this time, Abeloth had used her mind manipulation abilities on a bunch of dark side user Siths. Luke Skywalker and Ben ended up joining forces with a bunch of less corrupt dark side Sith users who weren't under the manipulation of Abeloth, with their joint forces' goal being to defeat and kill Abeloth. However, the dark side user Siths ended up betraying Luke and Ben because they didn't want to kill Abeloth, they actually wanted to control her for their own personal gain, which didn't work and she ended up escaping. Luke Skywalker later found her and struck her where he believed he'd killed her. However, she wasn't dead and she'd actually escaped, where she later got Ben Skywalker and Vestara Karl in an attempt to recreate her lost family of the daughter and the son. She tried to force Ben and Vestara to drink from the font of power to become immortal like her. But in another unlikely team-up, Luke Skywalker joined up with Darth Krayt in an attempt to kill Abeloth before she corrupted Ben and Vestara. They kind of killed Abeloth, but Luke was pretty sure that she could come back someday, somehow. So the Jedi Order tried to prepare for Abeloth's eventual possible return and went out to find the Mortis dagger, so if she did return, they could definitely kill her with this. That's a very brief breakdown of the main points of the Star Wars Legends version of Abeloth, who, as I said, doesn't currently exist in canon, but a lot of fans theorise that something to do with Balin's Skull and the finale of Ahsoka Season 1 might lead her into being in canon in some form, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens there. And if you're already a fan of the Mortis Gods, check out all these cool props that I make as a full-time self-employed prop maker who primarily makes kind of in-world home decor, classy style. I'm obviously a fan of the Mortis Gods, so if you have any other questions about the Mortis Gods or any other cool Star Wars stuff, drop it in the comments and I can do a video on it.